All right, this is Super R-Type. Let's go.
All right,
I like that
good.
for an intro. Okay. Okay, I have not played this since 91.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah. I remember this was, and you confirmed, you said this is one of the launch titles, or maybe like the secondary.
I remember it was very
like,
early on. I had it. Yeah, it was
definitely early.
It was definitely early.
Yeah.
It was one of the first games that I owned, other than like Super Mario World, I believe. Neither James or I have practiced this game whatsoever, so don't expect us to get very far.
I rented it one weekend in 91, probably.
Yeah, so exactly. And a lot these games, you know, these shooter games, a lot of them are very much like you need to know what's coming a lot. So it's like where you need to be, and you know what you need to do. So these are games that require practice, but the more you play them, it's kind of like Gradius or something like that, where you know, just the more you play it, the more practice you have, the better you get at it. You know, and you know, basically, I don't think we're gonna do well right now. But James and Mike Mondays is never, and nor has it ever been, about doing well or beating games. This is a show where we're just fucking around, dicking around. This show, I always thought it's just about when we started this, it's just hang out, play some games, kind of like you would back in the day with friends. That's all we're doing here. We're not trying to impress anybody by beating a fucking game. So even if we don't beat level 1 here, we're not trying. We're just fucking around. We're dicking around. We sit here. We talk about Star Wars for fucking 20 minutes or whatever.
Pretty much what you said could be in the description of every video. That's pretty much sums it all up.
Yeah, we're just we're just dicking around, you know.
So there's always a memory associated with every game. I might as well tell you. Like my little memory was when I rented this. I was playing it on this TV. I had this shitty TV that every time the screen went dark, the screen would horizontally like scroll, like you know how like old TVs used to do that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I'm sure somebody out there knows what I'm talking about, and somebody probably even has a technical explanation, just like why the TV would do that and why would it only do it when the screen is dark. Like right now, I think I was able to play, but during like the cutscene or like whenever the screen goes black for a second, everything would start like just horizontally
like on
scrolling.
a CRT.
Yeah, no, I vertically scrolling. Everything was vertically. Yes, it was a CRT.
Okay.
CRT TV, and everything was vertically scrolling, like so rapidly you couldn't see what you were looking at. And it was just a shitty TV. That it just must have had some kind of problem.
And you're talking about this game?
It happened a lot on this. It happened on every game, but this game I remember it
was bad with that.
It was really bad with. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Oops, shit! I didn't know that was a.
So the shooter genre, so this game, so R-Type was originally an arcade game, and then there was R-Type 2, also an arcade game. Most of these things were arcade games first, and then they ported them to systems, and usually the ports weren't as good as they were in the arcade, almost always. Most famous story of that is like Pac-Man, but let's not go into that.
Won't dwell on that.
Won't dwell on that. This game is essentially R-Type 2. But the Super Nintendo version is a little different. Like, I think they added certain things, so it's not exactly R-Type 2. It's not like a direct port, but it's basically R-Type 2. That's as much as I've come to understand for it. Then there was also R-Type 3 on Super Nintendo. So there's whatever. There's all these R-Type games, but the point is, you know, I really like horizontal and vertical shooters. They're just, you don't need to, what I love about these kind of games is like they're almost like Atari games, or they're, you know, they're obviously they were arcade games originally. It's just something you can just pick up and play. You don't have to know anything much, and you know, you can just play it and see how far you can get, and the more you play it, the better you'll do, because you'll start learning. Like that guy right there who came in, you might know next time to be in a different spot, because you'll know it's coming. Trial and error. Trial and error. Exactly. Now, what's cool about this game is at a certain point you get a little, well, that's your speed boost right there. But at a certain point you will get a little thing that comes along and attaches to the front of your ship, and it, I believe it serves as maybe an extra shot, to where I think you can take the thing, you can shoot it off of yourself and like shoot it at enemies, and then the other thing you can do with it is like hold it against objects. Like if you had it right now, you could hold it against that gray thing and help it explode. It's almost like having a weapon on the front of your ship that you can fire off. It's actually really cool when you get it. So yeah, that's about as much as I remember about this game. Like you, I have not played this in a really long time, but this was a game that I owned and I loved it, and I played it all the time. And I'm surprised that as a kid or a 12-year-old or whatever, I was actually able to get fairly far in this. And then I tried this game maybe 2 or 3 months ago, just for like a minute, and I was like, wow, I can't get anywhere in this. Wow. I suck at this. So it's funny that we're playing this because last time I played it, I was like, wow, I'm terrible at this game. But just recently,
this is what's going on near
Sorry.
Saturn. No, just making a comment. Yeah. This is what's going on near Saturn right now.
How do you know we're near Saturn? Oh, that was in the background.
Yeah. That's the only reason I was trying to say.
That little thing that just went by with the blue, the blue little thing on it. That was your weapon. You should play again because I'll point it. It's right by that dude who comes out. It's right near Saturn.
So to be clear, this game we're playing, this is R-Type 2, although it's very different from the arcade R-Type 2. And then R-Type 3, the next one they just called it R-Type 3. So they could have called this one R-Type 2 if they wanted. So it's like they kind of
just chronologically confused about R-Type.
If you have Super Nintendo and you don't know about all that, because back then you don't have the internet or anything. So R-Type, Super R-Type comes out, and then the next one is R-Type 3. Could you imagine, like, trying to figure it out? Like, where the hell's R-Type 2?
There was so much stuff. That's like going into like Mega Man. How I felt about Mega Man when it came out on. Oh, that right there.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I missed it.
That's okay.
I was trying to stay alive.
I think that might be your extra thing that I was talking about with the gun on front.
Yeah, I wish I got, but I was like gonna die if I.
No, you're good. I was just letting you know.
But what about Mega Man?
Oh, it's kind of like how I felt about Mega Man, where it's like Mega Man 1 through 6 on NES, and then I didn't even know about Mega Man 7 until like later. Then Mega Man X comes out, and I'm like, X, does that stand for 10?
Yeah.
What happened to Mega Man 9, 8 and 9, and
The biggest thing that threw me off was Final Fantasy 7. I was like, what the fuck? How are you getting Final Fantasy 7? It's like, oh, don't you know Final Fantasy 3 was actually Final Fantasy 6. It's like, oh, fuck that. You called it 3. I'm going to call it 3 for the rest of my life.
Nobody on Saturn knows that this is going on.
Nobody here knows what's going on. The people on Saturn, like, they might know. Yeah.
Well, maybe by this point, Saturn has been colonized, because this is the future.
Yeah, but actually, is Saturn... Now we gotta talk about planets again.
Is Saturn colonized?
Is Saturn one of the gas giants? Like, is it a gas planet? Because if it is, like, you can't be on Saturn. It's just gas.
Well,
like, there's nothing to stand on.
Oh, there's the thing.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
And you could shoot that off by hitting A.
Basically, what I'm saying is there's no ground. If there's no ground, like, if you, I don't know, if you look it up, if you care enough.
Listen, there's only one gas giant that I know about.
Oh. How you like that gas giant?
Jesus Christ. But I'm glad that you got the thing. So
I just couldn't stay alive much longer.
Yeah, but if you get the chance, when you, I mean, right now we're basically like learning the game. Yeah. But if you get it, if you hit A, you can shoot it off, and then it'll slowly like come back to you. So you can try that. But then also,
you know what I would like is like I mean, it might exist. I'm not sure. But like one of those force field things where you can just get an extra hit or something.
That's what those things essentially are. Like, and I think you can get one behind you. As well, I think.
Did it? I don't think it helped me though.
That's what was the next thing I was gonna say is, so when that's on the front of you, you can like run into shit, because that's like, you'll see when you get it. You know.
Yeah.
But that's why I mentioned it before. It's like probably like the most important thing about the fucking game is using that thing. But yeah, this dude's gonna come down from the top, so you want to be like lower here, and then right after that thing's gonna come out. Also, by the way, I didn't even mention you can charge your beam.
Like that. Okay, would be.
Yeah, exactly. And then here it comes. Get it. That comes out, and then put it on the front of your ship, and now hit A.
All right, how?
See, and I hit it again. Oh, so and it zooms back to you.
Cool.
Yeah.
Just gotta stay alive.
And then the other thing is touch some. Oh well, now you're on a boss, so never mind. Oh, but if he shoots like little things, you can probably touch your front of your ship to it. I think. But I probably wouldn't try it right here.
Oh jeez. You know? Oh man.
Yeah, actually, it does work. Like touch that little yellow thing to this.
Oh, cool.
See how they die?
Oh, that's cool.
But you have to hold it on. Like it doesn't do it immediately. Good music, by the way.
Haven't been able to pay attention to music.
It's because I've been talking too damn much.
No, the game's so intense. That's why.
Charge it up, charge it up.
Whoa! All right,
Fast he's going.
Oh god, I was gonna change it up.
Get him, get him. Yeah, now fuck him up. Hold down your thing. Ooh. This is intense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Now, by the way, so what was the plot of that level?
The plot.
Yes.
There's a bunch of shit in space, like shooting stuff.
Yeah. And what was the plot of that boss right there?
The plot of that boss was somewhere out in space, somewhere within sight of Saturn. There's this ship flying around, shooting lasers, and then this other little thing attaches itself to the ship.
Exactly. So anyway, I'm just joking around. But if you, actually, you should try getting that too.
Yeah, I am.
See what happens there.
Too many guys.
There you go.
Right.
See how that does that kind of shit?
No.
Now, if you shoot your thing off, you hit A and shoot it off, you can actually put that behind you as well.
Okay.
If you want to. I'm not saying to do it right now. I'm just telling you that that's a possible thing. Isn't that cool? So you can do that kind of shit.
Yeah.
That's why I love this game. But so those gray things that are behind you, like you could put that on the back and then fire. You could like push the yellow thing behind you to kill things behind you.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I just haven't been able to.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to really think about that yet.
Yeah.
But I'll try it sooner or later.
So this thing should come out now. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, try it now. Put it behind you.
Okay.
Yeah. There you go. Now try it. Well, see, well,
okay.
if you ever, if you kill stuff behind you with the thing, yeah, it's like a barrier kind of thing. Yeah. I would put it back on the front of you though. Sorry.
Okay.
I just wanted you to know.
Yeah.
Actually, you could try it here with those gray things.
Hang on.
That's right. I'm just really distracting you.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
There you go. There you go. Sweet.
Oh,
I remember that with the blue and the red. I love that. I always thought it was like 4th of July or something. Yeah. Oh shit! Yeah, you should put them on the front. Look at that. That thing's
it's slowing
awesome.
down now. It's like too much shit.
NES, SNES, slow down. This game's so good. I used to play the shit out of this fucking game, and I love the music and the graphics and just that whole era of like the early Super Nintendo games. I think honestly, I still think to this day one of the most beautiful Super Nintendo games is Super Ghouls and Ghosts.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That game looks so good. You like that game?
Oh yeah, Castlevania 4.
Yeah, exactly. That era.
I do hate those bird things though.
Wait, which bird things?
And Super Ghouls and Ghosts. Like they come out of the walls, like the bird neck thing. Like.
Oh yeah. Well, there's a lot of things in that game.
I mean, that game pissed the shit out of me.
I wasn't talking about the gameplay. I was talking about like the graphics as well.
No, still, it's a good game.
Yeah.
From what I remember, I mean, we've done so many videos. It's now like.
I think we did that game.
We did. It was like 4 parts or something. Like.
I don't even remember. Yeah. I'm like, did we do that game?
Yeah. No. I mean, I have a very hard time remembering these days because of so many games and stuff. Like usually we play the video and then we play the game, we make the video, and then we always have that video recorded. So if I were to look back at it, the memories would come back very quickly.
It's one of the best things about doing the series. Right before we recorded this, we were like, oh, you know what we should play? We should play Double Dragon. And I'm like, yeah. And James was like, didn't we already record that? And I'm like, no, I don't think so. And then we look it up and we had already done it, you know.
Apparently, we've never done Double Dragon for James and Mike.
So wait, mode A, 2-player.
Well, this is basically
it goes back and forth.
No, this is the fighting one. So basically, we're gonna fight.
We've already done this. Let's not do that.
Wait, as a video?
Yeah, that's what we were just talking about.
I thought you said it was at like a panel or something. I thought you said it was like live.
No, we've done it for a video.
So this is strangely a long time overdue. Is us playing the original Double Dragon on NES. The Double Dragon thing, we looked it up. We played it already, so don't cancel that.
Just cancel that whole video. Yeah. Double Dragon.
There's no more Double Dragon video. Yeah. The reason
Too many videos.
Indiana Jones' father wrote all the secrets of how to find the Holy Grail.
Because he'd forget.
He put it all in that diary. And then when he loses the diary, he's like, well, why don't you remember? He's like, I wrote it down in the diary, so I didn't have to remember it. I don't mean to be hogging this, but It's a
good game. Go ahead.
I also love the ready screen. I just love the font, like simple things like
I
that.
love everything about this.
Yeah.
This is a game I can't think of a negative thing to say about it. Like I think it's one of the best Super Nintendo games.
Yeah, I mean it's hard, but do you want it to be easy? It's not like that's kind of.
I don't mind that it's hard because it's like. Yeah. This is the type of game I think of as like something that I'm not gonna beat the first time playing. Yeah. It's like I'll come back. I'll just keep coming back to it. Where I think a lot of times other games you might feel like, oh, this game's too hard. But I don't think people view shooters that way. You pretty much know that the first time you play a shooter, you're probably not going to beat it the first time you play it, and everybody kind of knows that.
Because they're usually like one-hit type of games where it's like you just have to like weave in and out.
Yeah.
And you have to pretend you're playing for your life. Like pretend like it's real. Like if you get hit, you're dead. There's no fucking around. It's not like, you know.
Yeah. Honestly, one of the Silver Surfer is kind of like a horizontal and vertical shooter. That's a brutal one. But
fucking shit.
The hardest one I've ever played and beaten was this game Nexer, which actually you know Pat and Ian.
Oh, Ian loves Nexer.
Yeah. He recommended it to me, and I played it, and I beat it. That was probably the hardest shooter that I ever played.
Here's the question.
Yeah.
Did we play it?
No, I did it myself, and it took me like 4 hours. It took like forever, and it was oh my god, is that game hard? But it's also really, really good too, though. So great recommendation from him. Yeah, you're doing amazing, by the way. I'm just Gradius. I'm like William Shatner. So, Gradius.
William Shatner should play Gradius.
I would love to see William Shatner play a video game. Wouldn't that be? I always wonder. You know what I wonder a lot about? I think about like celebrities, and then I'm like, I wonder if they ever played such and such game. I think about that a lot. It's like, has George Lucas ever played one of the Star Wars games? Do you think?
Has Macaulay Culkin played Home Alone?
I bet he has. We know that Mike Tyson now. We know that he's played Mike Tyson's Punch Out because he does it on like TV shows now and then now.
Yeah.
But
Jimmy Kimmel, he did where he actually put in the Mike Tyson code so he could play against Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
And guess who won? Mike Tyson.
Who's the best Batman?
Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, that's right.
Nobody does a better Batman than Bruce Wayne.
Except for Adam West. All right, let's go back. Oh, look at this. That's cool too. I remember that. It's going all over the place.
It's like the diamond thing in the Simon's Quest. Like it ricochets all over everything.
It's just like Simon's Quest.
Yeah, it's exactly. Yeah, that confirmed the whole game is Simon's Quest.
And this that tunnel right there is kind of like the tunnel at the end of the Technodrome and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. If we're gonna go compare things.
Oh, okay. Oh boy, what am I in for?
Shoot the eye.
Where's the eye?
The blue thing.
The blue one. Oh, fucking shit.
What you can't do is crash into the wall.
The door shut on
me.
The door shut on me.
You should just kill yourself because you're down to 0 lives. And then, because you'll start here.
I'll die anyway.
Okay, good point. Good point.
What are you worried about?
I didn't want you to go through half the thing, though, and then whatever. Do what you want. I'm
gonna die anyway, and like probably.
I have to finish my thing about Gradius. So Gradius, it's a shooter like this. It's probably the most famous one of these fucking shooter games, right? And so it was made by who? It was made by Konami. Made Gradius, most famous shooter shmup game that there is. They made a bunch of those games. And then they decided to make a parody of their own series, which I think is a really funny idea. It wasn't another company who did it. Konami had the foresight to be like, hey, let's make fun of our own game and put out another game kind of making fun of our own game. So they made a parody of Gradius called Parodius. And it's really funny because they combine a bunch of other Konami games together, like Twin Bee and a bunch of other games, and Arctic Adventure, I think, which is like a game they did with like a penguin. So you're playing a game like this with like a fucking penguin instead of like your ship, and all kinds of like goofy, cutesy, cartoony animals. And that the whole reason I'm saying this is because it's a fantastic one of these games, and I think we should play it sometime. And it's also part of the shoot 'em up genre. So you probably heard of shoot 'em ups.
Okay.
It's a cute 'em up. Did you know that that's a genre?
No, I did not.
Yeah, that's a shooter genre. Is these games when they look cute and they have cartoon characters.
Okay.
Anyway, now I'm done with that.
I tuned in somewhere around cute 'em up.
Yeah, you're like cute. All right, I'm done. Now we can just sit in silence and watch you blast things. Isn't this fucking game sweet though?
Yeah.
James, he's just like in his own world. This game will put you in your own world. Don't back up into the wall.
I'm trying not. There's not a lot of room though.
This guy's awesome, by the way. Look at this fucking dude. You don't want to fuck with this guy. Don't get hit.
Oh, there you go. That's how you.
Oh, the when it opens, the little blobby thing when it opens, baby.
Whoa, what?
I'll tell you one. It's a stomach. That.
Oh,
get
down
it.
there.
But
oh,
it shoots at
fuck! Oh, but it shoots. It's like right down there, Oh, but it shoots it. It's like, oh, whoa, what the fuck?
Now you know that.
Now I know. Yep.
You could probably go up and touch it if you get just the corner of it with
your
yellow thing.
I got
it's
you.
Probably like
I'll see what I can do.
You know what I mean? It's gonna be hard to do though.
I'm just gonna see if I can hit it anyway.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! Shit!
That's what keeps killing me.
Damn, because I was too busy looking at the projectiles and I didn't see how close I was to the wall.
That's more dangerous than the boss.
There's not a lot of room with that boss.
Watch that back wall.
Well, I watched the back wall.
You did.
Yeah.
Damn.
There's so little
you know what?
room.
I didn't realize. So you did have more lives. I thought.
Oh, okay.
I thought there was a checkpoint. There's no checkpoint.
No checkpoint.
Fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well.
All right. Well, if you want to stop there.
Okay, we'll stop there. If we kept going, I could do it.
Yeah.
But, I think we got the gist of the game. I think we know what it's about.
Yeah.
And what it's like.
Yeah. And I could tell just progressively you were just getting better and better and better at the game.
Yeah.
I bet if we did it 1 or 2 more times, you would have killed that thing. But
yeah, you really got to go into a zone when you play it.
It doesn't help recording these videos. As we always say, I'm sitting here shouting in his ear. If I was playing, he'd be shouting in my ear. So it's hard to do it that way. But
yeah,
this game's awesome.
Mm-hmm, definitely.
Yeah. Actually, one more thing. I'd like to play more of these games because there are a lot of different types of R-types. There's one on TurboGrafx 16.
Mm-hmm.
There's, like I said, I have one on PC Engine. There's R-Type 3. So we should play some more R-Type later at some point because I can tell you're having fun with this one.
Oh, yeah.
So.
And just shooters in general. I mean, if you're talking just R-Type, yeah. But there's also
I'd like to show you Sexy Parodius. Yeah, I think you'd like that. So.
All right, cool.
All right, thanks, guys.
Yep.